Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey editor of urbanpitch.com, co-executive director of Vibes. Julio and Brigitte in the building. What's going on, y'all?
What is going on? Let us know in the comments if you want me to do the intros, because if you miss me, just say that. Just kidding.
Bro, all right, first of all,
Damn.
the thirst for Brigitte is crazy.
He came in hot.
Yeah, no, because she's trying to take over your shine.
And
And she's asking the thirst guys to Bridget, Bridget should go back.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
The Brigitte Brigade. The Brigitte Brigade.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. Dude, he was.
So we went to the game yesterday. We were at the Tigres,
Campeones
LAFC.
Cup.
Oh my God, upset on our mind.
Upsetting.
Upsetting. Like, first of all, the ref.
A couple bad calls.
Super bad calls.
Questionable calls.
Both those calls on Palacios. Bro,
crazy.
Those are soft yellows. The first one I thought was I was like, why are you going to give him a yellow for that? After the first half was like, they were letting everybody play,
Yeah, definitely. And Chiellini, shout out to Chiellini, he was balling yesterday.
Yeah, Chiellini.
First of all, aggressive.
He was aggressive.
He was going after the ball. He's going back to the Juventus Chiellini, but we can get on that a little bit later on. So after the game, we were sad. We were like, oh, let's go to Chuperia. And then the Brigitte Brigade.
They were out.
Crazy.
Oh no, Brigitte was a star.
They was outside.
Oh my God.
How they met, hard eyes.
And Julio's like, yeah, you know what? You want to know how we met?
Not at all. I don't care that much. The guy was having his moment.
Yeah.
And then I saw Brigitte, I always gotta do this sometimes. Bridget's already
He knows my facial expressions.
She was talking with her hands. You could tell when she starts talking with her hands.
Damn.
All right, that's a little over the top.
Something like that. And then I'm like, oh man, I gotta jump in again. I'm trying to have a good time. I just shotgun a beer in the middle of the bar. I'm doing my thing, bro. I'm vibing out with people.
Yeah.
Doing my thing. And then I see Bridget with shoulders all up here, kind of tight. So I'm like, damn, I gotta say, oh, you wanna see how I met? Oh my God, Julio's hilarious. Gotta be that guy all the time with Bridget sometimes.
Julio's a saver. He's a hero. He's the hero.
I had to put my cape on.
he said, time to shine.
Captain said,
Captain Saving Bridget.
Oh, excuse me.
Captain Saving Bridget, bro.
Anyway.
I don't want to be a superhero. I wanted to be the villain today.
Oh my God.
Hey, you'll have your time. You'll get your time eventually.
It went from the purple devil emoji to
the
holy one.
The holy
one.
That only means that I'm gonna have to save you one day, and you know what? I'll pay it back.
It'll come.
No, if that ever happens to me, let me go.
Oh no, trust me, I did.
No.
I left you.
I know, but
I left you.
No, that's when you had to save me. All right, so
I left you. It seemed like you wanted to stay.
No. So I was with my friend Byron.
Okay.
And I was being a wingman.
Yeah.
And I see Bridget, so I'm like, and she's like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm like,
No.
So back to
I left to go get my car. I come back and I told Julio, I was like, when I come back, you guys are I could drop you off. You guys are gonna leave with me. I pull up and they're it's hilarious. All the guys were lined up on the fence, and you just see a girl standing in front of each other. Had me die. I was like, what is going on?
Trying to leave anywhere with Julio is crazy.
Impossible.
Though, because 10 p.m. I'm out. I'm out by 10. It's 10:30. Julio, and he saying goodbye. You know what I mean? You gotta make 6 different rounds. It's we've been.
I'm friendly. I know everybody. I talk to everybody.
He's a social butterfly.
He's a butterfly. Yeah, you gotta let him spread his wings.
Yeah.
You gotta let him spread his wings.
At that time, I really did some saving. That was the moment I needed Bridget.
I don't know. I was there. I waited. I was standing right there. I didn't want to interrupt.
She gave me let's go, and I was like, let's go, and then she was like, okay, bye. I'm like, okay, bye.
Such a lie.
That's how the conversation went.
I read it right, and I knew that they wanted to stay. So I was like, all right.
If reading Rainbow was a thing, she skipped that class, bro.
Oof.
Butterflies in the sky.
Tough. Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Football is back, and Bet Online is your #1 information source for all your sports wagering info with all the up-to-minute stats, news, scores, and matchup breakdowns. Get the latest game odds, spreads, and totals from the NFL and college football at your fingertips with Bet Online's real-time updates on statistics, news, and odds. From Week 1 all the way to the College Football Playoff and Super Bowl, Bet Online gives you access to the best football promotions and contests available anywhere online. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. But yeah, let's talk about it because we didn't even get to talk about this really last week with the Death of the Derby crew, but it feels good to be back with you guys. I miss y'all. We missed you for sure. Just hanging out. We went to go see Bonhams earlier this week.
What a great movie!
Which was a great film. We won't get into all that. This is not a movie podcast. Although
Rotten Tomato gives it 9 out of 10.
It's the culture.
It could be.
Marshawn Lynch did a great job.
Marshawn. They let Marshawn cook, and he
overcooked.
He delivered.
He did his thing.
Yeah.
He was funny.
But
overcooked.
This has been something that we've been previewing on the site. If people have been following the site, but Next Goal Wins. The adaptation of the, I think, 2014 or 2013 documentary. Did you guys see in the trailers? They showed the trailer for that movie with Michael Fassbender about the.
Is that the one like the
American Samoan national team?
Yeah.
The guy from U.S. Soccer goes over there to coach them, and Groningen, I think is his name. Yeah, it's based on a true story. Yeah, and they did a documentary on it, which we reviewed on the site recently in anticipation for this movie to come out. Go check that out on urbanpitch.com. But
I don't have to.
Yeah. So it's it seems like Taika Waititi did. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his work, but he directed one of the Thors. He did Jojo Rabbit and a bunch of other movies. But he's directing this movie, so I don't know. I'm excited to see that. Maybe we'll do a movie episode.
Let's do an Urban Pitch vlog.
First, at the movies.
First of all, the Alamo
Alamo Draft House vibes.
Shout out to Alamo. Alamo Draft House.
We had our legs up.
We had our little menu, just writing things down.
Right. We had adult beverages.
I felt like that felt like a vibe. Like I feel like that's the age that we're at. Like those are the type of movie theaters and events and activities we should be doing.
And I've been telling you guys, once your legs go up in movie theaters, you do not want to go back.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Once they go up, they're not gonna come down.
Shout out to me.
Those are
I don't know what
very
kind of movie
interesting. I know they're
to.
movie theater activities we didn't know of. You be
back at Bandcamp.
Ain't no wonder he has a membership.
Yeah. He's there on the spot every Tuesday.
Damn.
It's half off.
Yeah. He's wilding out. But we should definitely do that. That'd be sick.
We were relaxed, legs up. Like, honestly, it was like a vibe.
A good time.
Except
everything I ordered, they didn't have.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe we'll give it to him. It was probably like the last hour.
First of all, you probably wrote it wrong. It's like, write it on the paper.
Oh, yeah.
First of all,
Bridget's going to beat the illiterate allegations here.
I know.
Because, like, come
she
on.
was tagging on the paper.
She wrote it. We can't read this.
What is this? Miss, can you rewrite
Who
this?
is Bridge?
I was doing the @ sign instead of the A.
Yeah. Bridget was like, can I have some? Yeah. She's like, what?
So extra. But it was a good time. We should definitely do that for that movie coming out.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Talking about the wrong order before we move on. My brother had like the worst wrong order because I think he ordered a wine, but they brought him a Jack and Coke. Oof. And I'm like, how do they know you so well? They're like, no, you're a Jack and Coke.
They saw the hair and they knew what time.
He tried to be different. They were like, don't do it.
No, bro, you're ghetto.
It's not for you.
Yeah, no, but let's talk about the Campeones Cup because I wasn't at the game. I watched from the comfort of my home. That
was a great idea on your part.
Yeah. But one thing that kind of stood out to me, just straight off the top, is we've talked about all the different competitions throughout the year, right? I mean, whether it was Leagues Cup, U.S. Open Cup final was last night too. You have a CONCACAF Champions League or whatever it's called now, Champions Cup, or I don't know, they changed the name. You have all these different competitions throughout the year, and it's hard for teams to prioritize them. We had Kellen Acosta on here before the season started, and he said that they were prioritizing winning 6 trophies. And they got to the final.
They lost 4 already.
Yeah, right. So really 5 because they're not going to win a Supporter Shield either. So MLS Cup is their saving grace.
I don't see it.
We can talk about that, but to me, the timing of this Campeones Cup is kind of weird.
Super weird.
Because obviously, I think I like the idea of the 2 champions from Liga MX and MLS playing each other, but to have it now where, it was almost a year since LAFC won. You know, it's to just throw it kind of in the middle of or towards the end of the year. You have all these different competitions going on throughout the season. I think if they were just to do it maybe 2 weeks after, you know, each team's respective season ending, like I think obviously the schedules don't line up, but it would add a little bit more hype to it because it was just felt like kind of like a random cup and there's no anticipation. Like I wasn't being, bro, I can't wait for the Campeones Cup.
You had to do research to really understand what it meant, in the level of competitiveness that it had behind it. Yeah. Even though it's kind of like in the name, but it's just like, wait, right now?
Right. Yeah. There's no anticipation behind it because it's like.
But it was a great game. Like honestly, back and forth. It honestly felt like a final. Yeah. Like I said, Chiellini going in. Freaking 2 feet tackle on the ball. I forget the Tigres center back, throwing some kicks at Kenan Acosta, and like a lot of fighting. They got into it once before the game.
Crepo is talking that talk.
And then they threw Paul to the floor.
Security
like,
Paul,
I saw that.
They
that's the homie.
But like it felt like a final. Like it had like dirty play, like a lot of back and forth with the refs, like and it was a lot amazing soccer. Honestly, both teams played at a high level.
It was definitely entertaining to watch, even from home. You know, Chiellini, you mentioned he was bringing the fire. Like you know, he was getting into it with players, but that free kick, he kind of got a little bit maybe too excited. He didn't wait for the ball to stop moving, which ended up.
Taking
I don't know.
That play delivered a goal.
Yeah, so it started off from that set piece. He kind of nudged the ball over and put it into play before it stopped moving, which is why they called it back. They could have called it earlier. They waited until after the goal was scored.
Why call it back after they scored?
I mean, you hate to see things like that. I just wish I like the idea of this because obviously. The Liga MX and MLS rivalry is starting to heat up a little bit. I just don't think they need to be a little bit more proactive with the scheduling of these things because this felt like it was haphazardly placed. You know, just
like here.
Yeah, like it's like when you're trying to make a like hang out with a friend and you're like, yo, can you do this weekend? Nah, I got this. I can't do this weekend.
What about this weekend?
And then you end up planning it like four weeks in advance.
And you don't even.
And then by the time it comes, you're like, bro, I don't want to. Like, I'm just trying to stay home. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like.
Ain't nobody.
Like going to movies with you guys.
Damn. Hey, we still showed up though.
Hey, no, we turned that around in like a week.
Which
is pretty good.
Yeah. You were the earliest one. My bad. That was my fault.
You said show up at 7:30.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a drink.
Hey, but it looked like you guys were enjoying your time.
Brigitte, I told Brigitte the same thing. Bridget's like, whatever, I'm going to show up at 8:50.
But that was because we couldn't figure out where to park.
Yeah. That was hard, yeah.
Yeah, the parking was.
But now we know that you get it $4 or $8.
It's $4.
Anyway.
But to circle back to the game, like, it was
a great game.
It was an amazing game.
The
amazing
intensity
atmosphere.
was there.
Like, on a Wednesday, how packed that stadium was. 20 plus.
Hey, shout out to the Tigres.
The Tigres fan came out strong too.
The fan base was out there. I think they had a little bit more than we're anticipating more than like 100 supporters to show up in the section that was reserved for them. But in addition to that, like all the other fans like in the stadium, I think the best part, I think a beautiful moment that I see when it comes to playing Liga MX teams is when you get to see families come in and you see like the dad representing the Mexican team because that's their probably like they grew up maybe out there, like they have that since they were kids, childhood, and then you see their son or like their family like rocking LAFC, you know? You see that rivalry within the family, but it's like it's a beautiful thing because you know that Liga MX goes way back and it probably means something to the family. But then you see that their kids probably grew up and they're like, no, like I'm rocking with LAFC because that's my team.
That's the hometown team, yeah.
But besides that, like even like the different jerseys, which people make fun of that, but like I feel like this great. Like I saw America jerseys, Chivas jerseys,
Mexico,
like, Colombian, Medellin team. Like it was like all like it showed out like this diversity, and like the soccer community came out.
Yeah.
Even though this game was promoted probably for like 7 days.
It was not promoted at all.
Yeah.
I think the marketing behind the Campeones Cup could have been better.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I know that we were doing a few things on our end, but like it wasn't something that was big. And you're right. It was only the week of that things were starting to like come up.
Right.
So I feel like the marketing behind Campeones Cup could definitely go a little bit. There could be more like on a general scale. Like even like after champions in MLS win, like they should be like, exciting, to see who they play next year for the Campeones Cup.
No, but I think it's going to be kind of hard though, because doesn't Mexico have two
the Clausura and the Apertura?
Yes,
yeah,
and then they gotta fight it off into like
Tigres played. It's called Campeón de Campeones.
Right.
In Liga MX.
Yeah, because they play their own.
They played
Campeones Cup.
Pachuca to get to this game.
To win and then to get into. So the scheduling that's hindering. That's blocking.
Right. But even then, it's like, stay tuned.
Right, exactly. They could still kind of plan it into their minds early on and be like, yo, okay, now we're in addition to winning this trophy, this MLS Cup trophy, we have a chance to play for another trophy.
Right.
But I'm happy we lost in the way. LAFC lost in the way, because Shalundwo made a great point after the game. Like, hey, like, you guys are complaining of us losing, but like, we have these roster rules that we got to worry about. Like, take away the roster rules and let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Like you have Miami with the greatest roster moves assembled in MLS. Like, and like you're like, hey, like let's make it fair for everybody. Like, open it up.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Eli Lesser, shout out to Eli. He posted a video just kind of calling out him and saying that he should have took the blame for the loss and he shouldn't be putting the excuses out.
And which Rich is going to get you.
It's a good point, but I think what Steve is doing is he's trying to put pressure on the league and be like, yo, man, like he could have easily been like, yeah, we just weren't good enough today, blah blah blah. Like, we take the loss, but he needs to continue pushing that
narrative.
Yeah, of be like, yo, like if you want to put us against Liga MX for 3 different competitions a year, and we need to be on the same level playing field.
It's been only LAFC. Like there was a report that came out that LAFC has played 10 more games than any other MLS team.
Yeah.
They played the most minutes. They've tried to like. Everybody's like, oh, how come the roster's not consistent?
Wait, what are the roster rules that are hindering them?
It's the salary cap.
Salary cap, the discovery. I hate that.
The
rule.
discovery is
so
crazy.
stupid.
That's like antiquated. Like that's like
MLS. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's mostly the salary, because they're playing in Liga MX they're paying much higher
Big
salaries
money,
to those players.
And I think they can have like we have the DP rule. Like they have something like it, but they call it the extranjero rule. Like, but I think they can have up to 7 like foreign players now. Like, well, and we also have a rule like that in MLS. So it's so many rules for like rosters, because I get it. They wanted like it's one entity. They wanted to make it as even as possible.
The league's
now that Messi's here, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, let's forget about that. If like I was reading a report today that Inter Miami, some guy paid $6,000 for season tickets this year. They quoted him for next year's is $30,000.
Inter Miami, they posted their season ticket prices for next year. It's crazy. I think the cheapest
supporters are like
the cheapest, I forget how much it was, but it was something like, it was close to $1,000 for the cheapest season tickets, and that's for like 19 games or 18 games.
Heck?
Yeah, so
that's insane.
They almost doubled from last year, which I mean it makes sense, but also it's like, yo, man.
Yeah, but it's like it's because of one player.
Yeah.
Really so like to get over the discovery rule, get over this budget, like let's now bring these stars.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tigres. I was looking at the roster that they have and who they had on the roster for the team. They have, I think, 5 players that are from South America and one of them from Europe, which is the French guy.
Dude, from
not
France,
even,
like,
that's
he's a baller.
That's
not
stacked.
even like
a Mexican league. I mean, a Mexican team to be stacked with 5 players from South America and 1 from Europe. That's insane.
Yeah, and Marcelo, one of their young guys, I forgot the other guy's name. They called him the next Mexican Messi. Played in I think Betis.
Yeah, so that's Diego Lainez.
Diego Lainez. So they had 2 European bounce backs. It's like going from like JUCO to like but like these guys are like
they still had
they're still young. They still have pace. Marcelo came in and was like doing hauling heads up. Like this is great players. So it's not, they had an amazing roster.
Yeah.
It's like bringing like Tyler Adams and like McKinney back to playing in the MLS, or like Matthew Hope that's playing for San Jose. Like he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
So they had players that are European caliber, but they just got sold to like a super big team, and they're finding their way back in their local leagues to get back.
Right.
Yeah.
So like their roster, even though they had 2 Mexican players, it was still like 11 like
And they look
possible
like
European players.
They look like it too. They played.
And I mean, the fact that they had to play a game before even coming into this game to like solidify their place and the moment for themselves. Like, I think they came with everything. They came to win this because they knew what it meant for them. Mm-hmm. Also, they have a stacked squad. And also, I was looking into the Campeones Cup. I think we had in the call you mentioned, like, this started in 2018. Yeah. The first team to win it was Tigres.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was MLS team every mm-hmm. year after that. And so MLS was the MLS teams were on a roll, on a winning streak for the Campeones Cup until yesterday.
Yeah.
Then Tigres won it again. So now they have their second Campeones Cup. And they took out the MLS streak.
Yeah, no, but Tigres roster is like super stacked, scary roster.
Yeah,
like they're from their back line. I literally want to see more games just because I saw a few players.
I know.
They're defensive mid, center mid, baller. They had a tall, dark. I don't know what he is, but he was going against Palacios. Palacios was like locking him up, then two soft yellows.
Yeah.
And then they brought Sergi in. I feel sorry for Sergi because this guy was like, it's like he saw like prey. He's like, I'm gonna go. Because he was going after him. He was doing moves, trying to meg him. Like he was just like when your girlfriend comes see you. Like he was balling, yo. Like it was a great game. Dang, like it shows that LAFC is a few roster moves away from being where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it might come back to like they're just being fatigued.
Yeah,
playing all those games, they look fatigued.
It could be, and that goes into building a deeper roster too. Is being able to rotate your lineups.
All right, so but devil's advocate, if we do build a deeper roster, the Nathans, the homegrowns, like, are they really gonna have a chance to play?
So I think they just need to build the academy more to where we're getting homegrown players like the Sounders now. Before they were buying up a lot of like Raul Ruiz, all these big time names, but now a lot of their talent, they spent a lot of time building up their academy, and now they have a lot of homegrown players, and they're still doing pretty well. Not as well as they're used to, maybe, but I think they're third or fourth right now in the table. I think as LAFC continues to grow and continues to develop, they can start building up their academy too, to the point where they're able to bring in some homegrown players to the stacked roster, and that's, you see that like around the world. That's how it is. You get the players that you have come up through the academy, or the players that you sign from other teams. So, and
I think they're doing that right now. Like I think Eric Dueñas, Nathan Ordaz, Christian Torres. I think those are going to be those players that are homegrown, elevated in the academy to become the next big players that LAFC has. And it's in the process right now. It's in the building process. And I think they also they signed the guy I sent you, the one that I was like, his last name, Leo Flores. He's on LAFC too. Yeah. And he came from Tigres.
Yeah.
So, and that kid came in, made moves. Like he did really good in this season, and he scored like, I don't know how many goals, but he was like on a roll. Mm-hmm. I think that also goes to say, like, we see what Tigres has, the potential that they have, and we're bringing it over to LAFC too, and like, building off of that.
Yeah.
But this is a selling league though. Like, are we gonna like really give these kids a chance? Like, oh yeah, they did good. Get to Europe real quick.
Yeah, I mean that's the name of the game though. That's like you want that for these guys. Like you want them to obviously we'd love you to stay on the team for 10 years, but like I want to see I want to see you grow.
It's not with me, baby. You got to grow without me.
Yeah. He's used that line before. Yeah. But Brigitte, you mentioned earlier when we were talking about the marketing of Campeones Cup, you said we were doing a lot going into the
talk your mess, Bridge.
Can you just elaborate on who we is? And I know we haven't really got into it on the podcast yet, but
you gotta say your role, like the whole like essay.
You've been advocating for Bridget's Corner. We'll get into a quick Bridget's Corner segment real quick, and you can talk about your role with the Campeones Cup, and I'll let you take it from here.
And then this is where we put the song "Welcome to Bridget's Corner."
Yeah, we'll get the
like the Disney Channel.
I'm Julio.
And this is Bridget's Corner. No, but yeah. So like the last few months, I've had an amazing opportunity to be a part of the LAFC team, and I am now the manager for the LAFC Foundation. And we did that. We in there. It's been great. I think this is finally this is where I was meant to be. I have the opportunity to do community impact through sports and through soccer and through LAFC, which is a team I love and I'm very passionate about. So I do a lot of work related to the community, youth impact, just being able to bridge safe places to play in LA, in the communities for kids, for youth that don't have that accessibility, something that I grew up not having. I know we've talked about, the lack of resources and just the lack of opportunities we had to even make it into academies or like D1 teams or Go Pro. So for me, this is an opportunity to give my younger self what I needed when I was, growing up in LA and, trying to stay out the streets. But I've had the opportunity to witness a lot of the work that we do. It's been great. And for Campeones Cup, something that was really cool about Campeones Cup was that on the MLS side, we did something with LAFC and the Kellen Acosta Foundation, where we renovated Nick's kids' soccer field in Watts. And so they in the collaboration with MLS, we went over. There was this was a project that was already in the works, and for Campeones Cup, a part of it was to support in the community and to give back. And so they went in there, they renovated the turf, and we had a clinic day and an opening day for the kids. And Kellen Acosta was there, MLS was there, we were there, and it was just a way to kind of give back and do something to highlight Campeones Cup, but also to make it about the community, about the kids, about the people that support. And then on the other end, for Liga MX, they did something similar where they did a project out in one of the fields or soccer fields in the city of Monterrey. I'm not sure where exactly, but the Tigres social impact team did something similar, and they tied it in together. So I thought that was really cool. So that was something that we did in terms of marketing and in terms of supporting the Campeones Cup, but it wasn't necessarily something that was advertised that as much, but it was just a part of the work and the process behind the purpose of it. And then at the game, I don't know if you were there early enough to see, but they did a whole video and they showed what each project entailed, the process of it, the final of it, the ceremonies for both. So it kind of brought it back together to show what this game meant. It's not just a rivalry, it's not just a competition, it's also about community work, which was dope.
Nice. Yeah, that's what's up. And you work game day operations too in some capacity.
Game days are crazy. I don't think so. The first home game I had to work, I was down at near the lower level northwest tunnel side, and I kind of took it in, and I was dude, games are never gonna be the same for me again. I'm never gonna be able to be just in the audience and enjoy the game. I'm never gonna be able to just sit back and relax,
Take
which is
1942 shots.
No more drinking, no more taking shots, no more going crazy.
It's just me, myself, and I now, like Beyonce.
Yeah, I left him behind. He has to do double the work now.
Damn.
Double the vibes for him.
I think I can handle it, guys.
Yeah.
He's been tested. He's been tested. Yeah, he's doing good.
I'm battle tested.
Yeah, don't tempt him with a good time.
But I mean, it's okay because I know that this is where I want to be, and it's been great, but it's a lot of work. Any game in MLS, I think, any game in terms of just prepping for a game, it's like a performance. It's a whole production behind one home game, and it's insane. We have production meetings before the game. It's a 10-page agendas of just everything that's going on from the days before to the hour before to the hours of to the hours after. There's just so much work that goes behind it, and everyone has an agenda to follow, and it's just go. I was talking to someone in on the ops team that does stadium stuff, and he was yeah, I have to be ready to whenever they say go, they have to be ready to pull the stage out for whoever wins, Right, so it's just all the little things that you don't think about, There was fireworks yesterday. There was a fireworks team that came in to make that happen. There's people that are down on the field telling people like whether it's a yellow card, red card, and they call it up to someone up at the press box, and then that person says it to Apple TV. It's just like so many things that happen behind the scenes that you don't realize or like think about when you're there to enjoy the game.
Right.
So there's a lot that I think that like I'm like shout out to everyone that's involved in making a home game happen, because it takes a lot of work. And I be getting my steps in. I get tired. Like my first home match that I had to work, I was so tired like after, and then I was so tired the next day. Like I tried to go out and drink with the guys and like everyone else, and I couldn't. Like I
was right. Yeah, she's like, yeah. After the game, we're gonna go out because like it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day for me.
It was
First
a Saturday too.
I was already tired too, so I didn't want to do it. So like I'm like, yeah, Bridget. By the time we get to Chuperia, Bridget's like, and I'm like,
I'm just sitting there like,
and I'm like. She's all right, bye, we'll leave you. And I feel bad for her brother because her brother wanted to turn up. Her brother wanted to turn up, and we're both just like,
dude, it's a lot.
Tired.
Yeah.
It's like I'm running up, running down, running out, running in. Like I'm just running everywhere, and like my body it takes a toll on me. But I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. I've gotten to meet like really great people. I've gotten to meet a lot of the players, and they're really dope. I get to bring my family. My parents have never been to an MLS soccer game or any professional soccer game. So to bring my dad to the game, and then to bring my mom to the game, and then to bring my brother to come watch Messi, like that for me was like when I like those are the things that I'm like, this is what I'm living for. This is what I'm working for. Like this is why I put in the work to make this happen, because I want to give them experiences that we didn't get to have when we were younger.
Yeah.
Bridget brings a dad, I buy him shots. It's like a whole little ecosystem that we have.
Yeah, they are like, I always have to tell him like, bro, no, my dad cannot take shots. Like this man.
I never listen.
No, never. My dad just like, he just can't. I don't know where. I got it from my mom, actually. I do know where. I do know where I got it from. Because my mom, she be drinking. They be doing magic tricks with the freaking bottles. It's crazy.
I'm never drinking with them ladies again. I've never been so drunk in my life. I have, but not like that. Like,
yeah, we seen him at La Zona Rosa too.
Yeah, they be pulling up.
Shout out to my dancing partners.
The urban pitch moms.
No, but you got to direct Messi. You got to tell him where to go.
I was like, excuse me, right here.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, we saw the U.S. Open Cup final last night. I don't know if you guys watched.
I saw like very little.
I turned it off at halftime. It was sloppy. It was boring. It was honestly the opposite of what we saw in the Campeones Cup.
All right, so LAFC Tigres game was non-stop show.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Miami Houston game, they had a lot of stars. Shout out to James Harden. He's a Leimert Park baby too.
James Harden, he was already in Miami. He didn't even know Houston was
no,
there.
He's part of
I know. Yeah, no. So he didn't even know Houston was going to be there.
Serious?
No. I'm making it
all right,
up.
so but
it's
Houston,
very likely.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to my classmate in Audubon. The game was boring to the last 30 minutes.
Right, and
then Miami like came in. They should have tied that game up. It shows that Messi effect is
real.
with Messi. Like they just needed somebody, a big time player, to do big time things. And Martinez came in, but he wasn't really doing it. Campana, he tried, but that team is like that little guy with that tall friend that can beat up everybody, but when he's not there, he doesn't say anything. That's how I feel with Miami.
He stays back.
Miami, like they played really reserved until the end, to the point where like, oh my God, we're gonna lose this final.
Yeah, and to me, I think the U.S. Open Cup has a lot of history. It's one of the most important like soccer competitions in the country, even though MLS teams a lot of times don't really take it as serious as some other MLS regular season or whatever. But watching that game, at least the first half, I couldn't watch after halftime just because I was like, yo, I'm watching like there'd just be like bad turnovers. Like DeAndre Yedlin had a really bad yellow card to set up.
Oh my God, that slide inside the box killed me.
Yeah, it's like without Messi playing, there wasn't like it could have been a messy game. A sloppy game without Messi playing in it. I still would have tuned in for the second half. Just be like, yo, you never know what's gonna happen with him. Like him not being able to play. Jordi Alba is not able to play either. like it didn't give me a reason to stick around and watch, and I'm guessing a lot of people.
You're a casual fan.
Because maybe I'm a casual. I'm not a full blown MLS sicko like I thought I was. So that brings me to the point. So like Houston wins the U.S. Open Cup. I think they've won multiple in the past.
5 years ago.
Yeah. With Memo, I think Memo Rodriguez was on the team.
And Darwin Saren, shout out to Salvadorians.
Yeah. But so they win, and sure, it was a deal. Like maybe not a big deal, but it was a deal. If
What, you want a cookie?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But if Messi would have played and Miami would have won, or even if Miami would have won this game without Messi, there would have been like crazy social media posts. There would have been a much bigger impact if Miami won. People would care a lot more. Like, because I mean, shout out to Houston. Houston played really well. I mean, they look like a dangerous team, and they could easily make but like that brings the point. Like, is Messi overshadowing the certain whatever tournaments he won? Like if Leagues Cup, like they made a huge deal about Messi winning another tournament in Leagues Cup. I think that made him the winningest single soccer player of all time. If another team, like let's say Nashville wins in penalties, would people would remember Nashville winning Leagues Cup?
We got into this over the phone because I feel like I think we're taking credit from these new U.S. soccer fans. I think they're making their research. They're watching more games. They're learning a little bit more about the history. Something about a U.S. fan and anything. We always want to go back to the history of things. I don't know why, but we always want to look at history. We want to know. We want to be like. We want to be in that party. Like, oh yeah, I remember 1911.
Yeah.
Like and
Yeah, Bethlehem Steel. Yes, that's my favorite team.
Yeah, the Ukrainians. So I feel like the U.S. fan is not only growing in popularity, but in knowing. Like I've talked to some people, and like of course they give you that question like, so why is it an offside? Like dumb questions like that. But they're learning. They're not asking these questions like they were doing like when Messi came in. Now they're like, they know the players. They know more than me because I'm not an MLS guy like that either way.
Yeah.
But they make their research. So I feel like we got to give more credit to this new U.S. soccer fans. They're going to make this sport be where it want to be. They're going to have all these tournaments coming in, and they're going to know what's going on with U.S. soccer.
It's like the whole Taylor Swift with Kelsey stuff. It's like week 3. It's like Taylor Swift fans are gonna Taylor Swift fans are gonna be like, oh, so which one is the team that has the ball? And then by week 11 they'll be like, yo, he's throwing into cover 3. I can't believe he would do something like that. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden they're gonna start picking up on all this stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I think if it introduces new fans to the history of the U.S. Open Cup, sure, that's great. I just think that it should be a bigger deal that Houston won. Ideally, it's not gonna be, but I wish more teams would put more stock into competitions like the U.S. Open Cup that have, the history of a lot of other major American sports. Yeah,
but I think we got to do like the NBA. Football's doing it now this year. We have I think more people will be invested in the main player over the team, like the Lakers, LeBron James, Anthony Davis.
You have to sell the superstars.
Yeah, you gotta sell your superstars, but we only have one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For this league to be where it wants to be, we gotta have superstars that we can market.
But so they can't use that same strategy. MLS can't use the NBA strategy of highlighting, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants.
They're doing the Messi.
They can do it now with Messi, but it's not like superstars are going to be coming to MLS in their prime. They've tried to use that that tactic,
and
because it's the American way. With David, they've been able to do it sparingly.
Not even that. Landon Donovan, but he was the poster child for MLS for a few years.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, if you go on the street and ask 10 people who Landon Donovan, if they know who Landon Donovan is, they won't, maybe 4 of them would. But it's different because they can't. Number one, soccer is not in the same category as basketball, as football, as even baseball. But number two, there aren't enough internationally recognized names in MLS to where they can be like, these are the superstars we're going to focus on, and we're going to push these superstars as heavily as we can. They've had to. Granted, they can do that with Messi, but for the large part of MLS's history, they just didn't have the opportunity to afford that.
It's like what Saudi Arabia is doing. They're taking all the big stars, the big names, but no one's tuning in. I mean, I won't say no one, but I will say out
no
of the
one
three
is.
of us,
Bro, no one
of
is.
us are.
No one I know is watching.
All I know,
I
my
feel
gas
like-
prices has gone
I
up.
feel like they went into like a it's so annoying. What is it called? They went into like a black hole. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know about him.
And N'Golo Kante.
I don't know about
that-
him. Who else? I don't know about them.
Stop
Like,
buying
because
these players.
because I think, and it goes back to like, I don't think MLS is at a point where like it's gonna become an even like the league to go into, but there is opportunity to make it something unique within what they have. And yes, Messi is being used and literally Messi is everywhere. Like you go onto the season pass on Apple TV, it's Messi's face. The first news that you click on when you click on the MLS season pass, it's all Messi. Like there's a whole marketing strategy behind.
They had
using
Inter
Messi.
Miami jerseys in Barcelona when I was there. Like that was just crazy.
Dude, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah.
But I think I saw more news updates about the Campeones Cup than the Open Cup, the US Open Cup.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
which I mean, I think the Campeones Cup is a really, really cool concept.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the Cup Winners' Cup. I don't know if it's still called that between, I think it's called like UEFA Super Cup between the Europa
Euro Super
League
Cup?
And the
FA.
Champions League
Yeah.
winner. So it's something like that, similar, where it's
Right.
like winners
Which
of
is
these competitions that get to play each other. And it fans the flame of the Liga MX MLS rivalry. So I would just like to see more stock be put into it.
So I believe that is coming, and that's what they're doing, this big project. They're investing in all these games, which we are mad about, but Mexico has money.
Yeah.
The U.S. has money when it comes to soccer.
Yeah.
These two countries could bring in these players, and it can be probably be LAFC, whatever, let's say LA Galaxy, Miami, and whatever, a fourth team. They're probably gonna be like top heavy, like the La Liga is. But Mexico might be able to do the same thing because they have the money.
Yeah.
They have in Pachuca, they have Canales. If you know Canales was a Spain prodigy, played for Real Madrid. Like they have these players in Tigres, the French guy on top. I'm not gonna.
Under
but
Pierre Gignac.
Sipping on some scissor.
Guignan. Yeah.
Sipping on some scissor. Like they could be like, they could be real two strong leagues. And then we have the World Cup of clubs coming in. If that pops off,
Yeah.
it could be a more superstars coming this way because they're like, whatever, less games and then playing in Europe. And what we got to worry about is one big competition, is the Club World Cup. So I believe this project, of course, it's pissing all us off because we're tired of seeing these.
Sick of it.
Sick of it. Like,
Sick.
Oh my God. But the bigger picture is bringing these superstars, making these two Mexican League and American League super competitive to a point where these players want to come in.
Gotta pop off, MLS. Go off.
Yeah.
US Open Cup. What? You never heard of it? Now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Maybe they just need us.
Yeah.
Maybe they just need us to put
Yeah.
it out
Definitely.
there.
I can go city to city, explain everybody like
A US Open Cup tour marketing.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
marketing tour.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's do it.
that's a
Pay
thing
us
right
the
there.
big money and we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I just need a golf course per diem.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I need to be staying. It's like Joe Pesci, whenever he did a movie, or Samuel L. Jackson too. It put it in his contract. I need from like 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's my golf time. I need that. I'm not going to be shooting at those hours. Like that's.
I just need 18. Me and Ramsey just need 18 holes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Oh, hey yo. That is insane.
We can do an executive course.
Let's switch gears
Just
here.
hold.
Let's switch gears here. Let's switch over to NWSL. I almost just said something crazy, but I'm not gonna say it.
Don't do it.
No,
Don't do
do
it.
it.
No.
We'll get
I won't.
canceled.
Don't let the
do it.
Julio effect
Now,
get you.
now when we in the women's section,
Yeah.
that's where we
Don't
stop.
do
That's where
it.
we stop.
Especially going into it.
Yeah, let's talk NWSL. Let's talk Angel City. To
City,
make it
You
more
hyped, huh?
specific.
You
I'm a
hyped.
little bit hyped. And I don't know if I'm setting myself up to just be disappointed again because they kind of did this last year, but they're unbeaten in 11 games. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, it'll be 12. They have a big game against Orlando City, who they're tied with currently in the standings.
On Monday, right?
On Monday night.
Are we going?
They moved this. I'm going.
Oh.
So
My bad.
I mean, I already have.
Damn,
I got season tickets.
You thought?
Yeah, let's go.
I thought we were a team.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we were planning the Galaxy trip, and that was my whole thing was like, let's bring the whole team.
Yeah. I mean.
You see this? You see how they treat us? Your own people,
it be your own people, man.
No, because he's like, you casual fans. I don't need you to ruin my experience.
No. You guys
Got
are more
it.
than welcome to come. I just,
I'll go scream with the fans.
He's like those big fans at the Dodgers where they have their own pen and paper of like.
Oh, he's taking
tracking,
score. Yeah, taking score.
Listening to the radio instead of like that.
Right. I mean,
Never got that.
It's. I get it. Like the fans. That one dude on Steve Bartman. The Chicago Cubs. This is way off the rails, but 2003, he was listening to the radio commentary because like they want to hear, the more because baseball they tell more stories. It's a lot slower paced, so the announcers have more time to talk. Like Vince Scully made a whole career of that. Yeah. So they want to get that too while they're at the game. And in the case of Steve Bartman, he was listening to the game. He didn't really know what was going on. He reached for a foul ball. The Chicago Cubs outfielder try to catch it, and he messed it up, and they end up losing the game. Whatever. Angel City.
Wait, you're talking about the guy with the red shirt that caught the ball?
No, I don't know. He was wearing like 4 jackets. He had headphones on, and then he they were sending him death threats because
it could have been the whole World Series.
Yeah, and it wasn't even really like the Cubs blew that game, which is just a completely
Angel City.
Yeah.
Back to Angel City.
So they haven't lost in 11. Hopefully it's 12 by the time this comes out. They're 1 point out of the playoffs where things stand right now. Becky Tweed looks like she's going to be the coach for the future.
Official?
They haven't lost under her yet. Got to knock on wood. They just signed Sydney Leroux. Kristen Press is going to come back next year. I think this is a very exciting time. Like 2024, if we can stay healthy, it's
Kobe year.
Yeah,
it's their year.
It's their year. It's going to be scary hours for NWSL. They got 2 new teams coming in next year, Bay FC and Utah. So there's going to be more kind of competition to work with and more teams to beat up on because, unless you're San Diego, expansion teams don't really fare well at the beginning.
But no, San Francisco got pockets.
Yeah, they do have pockets.
They got pockets.
They do have deep pockets.
You want investors? Heck no. We got pockets.
Yeah. Celebrity investors,
We
that's
got the
cute.
money.
That's
I don't
cute.
wear skinny jeans because my knots don't fit. Like, come on now.
That line is crazy, and his verse in that song is not good. I will say that.
All right, continue with Angel City.
So what I think I'm excited, but I'm also like
You're already jittery. Like,
yeah, I know like this game against Orlando is huge. It's the biggest game they've probably played, and if they lose, I will not be a happy camper come next week. But we'll see. But I just wanted to talk about the team's turnaround and then the potential front three next year of Thompson, Leroux, and Press. I think knowing the team and knowing the roster and the way that they've been built, like we might see that for one game for like 15 minutes.
They still need a holding mid, though.
So they do. So Julia Ertz retired. They got Amandine Henry from she was playing for Lyon. She plays for the France national team. Plays holding mid, but Julia Ertz. It's almost like they knew she was going to retire after the World Cup, and that's why they brought her.
Yeah, to give her that like momentum. Just
so she can be in shape to play in the World Cup. And I think they knew, they had to have known because they wouldn't have signed Henry, who's another big name player who plays the same position and was hurt, and now she's finally making her comeback. I think she made her debut earlier this month. So I think it's a good time to be an Angel City fan, to buy stock right now because it's the lowest it's going to be for the next year or so. Do you guys have you guys been paying attention? What are y'all's thoughts on on the team moving forward?
Why are you laughing?
Because I know Julio's answer.
Go, Julio. I will let you go first.
It was a great season opener. No, it's been really busy.
This guy.
I've been really busy.
Sounds like excuses.
Let me put it on Ramsey. Ramsey hasn't invited me. He has season tickets.
Yeah.
That's
No, but I have not. To be honest, they had a rough start, so I was like, I'm over this.
Dude, I was on that Same train too. The way they were playing early on this year, it was like I would go on a Sunday after, because all their games are on Sundays because MLS is Saturday. So their games are like Sunday afternoons. I would go, it's like 4 p.m. start, have some drinks outside the game, feel good, and then just walk out and be like, yo, what the hell? What did I just watch?
Right.
And like my Sunday would be ruined, like, should
have went golfing.
Exactly. I could have went golfing. I could have, yeah. But now their turnaround has really like sparked a suspicious amount of like hope now that I'm like, can we keep this something up? If
I believe that we can win.
I do believe. I believe? Question mark.
You believe now?
I believe. I'm scared, but I believe.
Yeah.
But Brigitte, have you been watching?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
All right then.
But also, I just got a new job. I work at the stadium.
Yeah, it sounds like excuses to me.
No, I work.
You work at the same stadium. Like, just stay over.
I'm tired. Like, I just explained to you how tired I get. I've kept up in terms of like highlights and just like reels, but I haven't watched the full game. I'm not going to lie. I haven't gone to any of the home matches, but I think there was a lot of conflict with the scheduling of that. But I wanted to go to the next home game, but then they moved it.
Right.
So I am planning to go on Monday. Oh snap! But we play on Mondays. Is Mal going?
Mal's gonna go. Mal's missing her game on Monday. So
if Mal misses her game,
then you guys play on the same team, yeah.
Me and Mal play together now. If everyone and big news. Bridget partner.
Y'all go to movies together, yeah.
Damn.
BFFs.
Are we becoming best friends? She doesn't even know it.
The most opposite people. The yin to the yang.
Hey, she brings it out. She brings it out. I will say, she got
to
some
like
good moves.
To like 10 p.m. Like, all right, Ramsey, we can go.
Yeah, for real.
And she goes hard until 10, and then after that, she's out.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
so I'm excited for that game. I do think, like you said, it has a lot. There's a lot of pressure with it. There's a lot that could come from it. Honestly, though, I do think that next year is going to be their year. Regardless of whatever happens this season, I think that next season, they're making good moves currently to be able to start and have a strong season next year.
Yeah, next year's their first to 1 year, I think.
Ooh,
yeah.
First to one, baby.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey.
I'm out here in these streets. Oh, legend.
Yeah. Hey, that post did not age well for them. Trying to put all those memes together.
And they ended up being first to one.
That's crazy.
Well, talking about that, shout out to Afja. They just announced that they're going to have LA Kings Salvadorian Heritage. Salvi's on ice, like Letty said. Like, it's crazy. We're not people that like the code, but we out here, so shout out to him. He posted the ooh, I like that last year.
Yeah.
I replied, hey, that's me. He's like, shout out to them though. Like anything putting Salvadorians forward.
Is that how you guys met? Is through that?
I haven't met him, but I replied to one of his messages.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've been that year I was replying to everybody.
Instagram buddies.
Because we did a highlight on them. They actually did through LAFC. They won like Charity of the Year.
Oh wow.
I don't know what year it was. 2019 maybe.
Probably.
And we did a highlight on them and what they did. So they've been tapped in with us for a minute. And that's probably where they saw the ooh, I like that. Well, I mean they're Galaxy.
No, they're
fans
Galaxy
too.
fans.
So they
no, but
probably
shout out to them. They said they announced that they're going to have pupusas at the Galaxy game. We might be there this Saturday. So sounds great. Our boy Justin's going to play against.
What's his full name?
Sipping on some Zizerb. So Rasmussen.
So close.
Almost, but
Rasmussen.
There you go. There you go. You just
I do it.
You gotta slow it down.
I'm playing my part,
y'all.
y'all.
About me being illiterate. Bruh.
You Mexican, you illiterate from the beginning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, but
that's crazy.
To jump topics real quick, how do y'all feel about SoFi might be pulling out of the World Cup? They don't like that profit sharing that was going on.
Yeah, it would be a shame. It would really be a shame.
That means Urban Pitching has to send us out of state to go watch World Cup games.
We're gonna have to expense our travel.
Get that budget going up.
I know. Yeah, and then just if the final's not gonna be in LA, like they were talking about it being in Dallas.
Yeah.
Which like
ain't nobody trying to go to Dallas. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I get it. Like,
well, it would be better if it was like in a hype city.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
I don't think they're gonna pull out. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's just SoFi. He never pull out, but Kings. I think SoFi is just they just want more money. Like they spend a lot of money on that stadium, and they're just being money hungry. They're threatening because they know like L.A. Last World Cup '94 it was hosted in the Coliseum. Like that nostalgia of having it back in LA, plus having that amazing stadium. But it'll be a damn shame if we don't have that.
Was it the Coliseum or the Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Rose Bowl.
yeah.
I hate the Rose Bowl. But
I know, because now if it's going to be in LA, they're going to make us to go to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
my
Yeah.
God.
I'm camping out in front of the stadium.
If we have to go to the Rose Bowl again
Get
for
in a hotel.
whatever reason, we better have a truck, like our own private car chauffeur picking us up, leaving us inside the stadium and picking us back up, because I am sick of Rose Bowl, like anything related.
I'm not trying to park on that golf course.
I don't want to have to park. I don't want to have to like make a line. Nothing.
Yeah.
If I'm going to Rose Bowl, I better be super rich, because ain't no way.
4 years from now, we never know.
Airbnb a house right next to it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know
Chopper
what?
just drops us off.
Let's just buy a house in Pasadena. I mean,
Yeah.
we're super rich.
is
Either way, we're gonna have to be
I'm
super
wearing
rich.
Crocs. You think I can afford a house in
Hey,
Pasadena?
Crocs are the move.
Hey, Crocs they don't have a price.
Shout out, sponsor me, Crocs.
Yeah. All right. I think I
real,
think we
though.
can wrap
He needs
up.
new ones.
Yeah. Well,
little rough.
those are in Roy's car for the past like 6 months. So
Hey, that's dangerous, because they
shrink up. Yeah.
I know. Look, like my heels out.
What happened to the little studs I gave you for your Crocs?
These Crocs have been gone through war.
Bro, I gave him like cute little.
I remember the
charms.
jewels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My family jewels.
The disrespect.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, let's wrap things up
Let's
here.
wrap it up.
We
Wrap
appreciate
it up, pulling
y'all.
out. What a great pod.
We're talking about wrapping things up, pulling out.
out.
Like, this is crazy. Like,
You don't want that latex.
18
but I think I'm
holes, like,
latex,
like
yeah.
what is going on,
Y'all
yo?
are wild.
All right, but we appreciate y'all who've been rocking it with us this far. All 15 people who are watching now. But
Y'all the real
we got Julio Matarosa, Brigitte Flores. I'm Ramsey Abushala. This has been the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life. Keep it tapped in. We got some exciting guests coming on. We got exciting episodes in the future. So keep it tapped in with us. Until then, we'll catch y'all later.